It's the first day of October, Inktober. I used the Chinese ink, Chinese rice paper, and combined with watercolor wash for this demonstration. First, let's talk about the paper that we're using. It's very absorbent. As soon as you put the ink in, you cannot take it out. Let's start the painting from using this vine charcoal. Looking at the reference, I'm gonna mark the key location, like the top of the head, the bottom of the dress over here, and really quickly, roughly, you don't have to put the details on at this stage. The freedom to changes start from rough sketches. Now let's go into to give a little bit more details on the face. You can let go some of the charcoal. It's pretty easy. Just use a finger. Use your hand. You can let go some of them. Okay. So it's just good to get their ideas on. I would not suggest to use graphite because graphite would make indentations on the paper. I'm going to use my Chinese brush. First, I'm going to use the ink. This good quality Chinese calligraphy inks is already pre-made. We start from the dry brush. Let go some of them. Just use the tip of the brush. Let's start from the top. You can see it's very dry. And also keep that in mind that you can make any changes at this point. The vine charcoal just gives you some guidance. In the middle of that stroke, and you give like more contact and more ink going into that spot, and they will look like it growing a little mushroom. So you know how to use the brush to move it on the rice paper. It's just one line from the beginning to the end. And move it, okay. And one line at a time. And okay, in the back of the dress. And then refill a little ink. Let's continue. Also, we want to talk about to give some gaps when you are doing the brush painting. And the same thing that you're doing the pen and ink or with other mediums. You don't have to give a solid line everywhere for the outline. Just keep a little gap. Let's continue on the dress. And every brush that I'm doing now, it has gap. And they're also called dry brush. And also thinking about what line you want to keep, what line you want to let go. Just thinking about that, looking at the reference. Be creative. And now we get into the hand. And just make it representational. It's just simple. Okay? Like 3 lines now, we finished the hand. Now we are working into the piano. Now we add a little details to the face. Now the nose. Just keep it simple. We just give a very simple suggestions. It's important to taking care of all other big relationships before you come to indicate the details on the face, because you don't know how big the face is supposed to be relate to the whole body. So it's a good idea. We always talk about big to small, big to small. It's a good process. Now let's talk about the next step is shading. We very much put some more dry brush, but use the side way. Like move the brush sideways, you can create some feeling of the shadow. Like that. Just use the side, then move a little bit faster, and you can create those dry brush. Okay, good. Let's keep moving. Okay, add a little bit suggestion changes. I think we're good for this step, and we are going to start painting wash. So we're going to add the watercolor wash to this painting. We have simple 3 watercolor paints. Let's work on it here. Let's make it a little bit more like a gray color. And let's see. Dry brush and now get a little bit softer, and even like a breaking the line for their. You can see a little light. Try to keep a little light on the top of the hair. It's similar to what we are doing watercolor painting. Control how much water, how much ink do you gonna use in the paint. Keep it a little expressive. Think about it before you do it. And that's probably good enough. And take a look at the shoulder over here. Maybe too much white space. That's good. Now we come down to the dress. We're gonna make a little, add a little yellow color into the mixture. Look like a more as orange brown colors. That's good. Now somewhere you have less water and make it a very thin watercolor wash. Okay. Think about the direction of the brush stroke and keep it as expressive as you can. You don't really need to do way too much. You don't want to do it repeatedly into the same spot either. Let's come down to the bottom of the dress. And I'm going to make a little bit like a brown color shoes. And most of the space, keep in mind, is just one brush, and that's good enough. Okay, keep it simple. Now with the color, the painting, it seems like I have the wet effect, and the wet effect combined with the dry brush and create a very interesting contrast, and also very interesting contrast on the texture. And also give a little bit light red colors, just tap on it on the cheek. They're probably good enough. And now on the piano, we're gonna give it a little bit bigger wash. In that case, you're gonna press the brush a little more onto the paper. Here you go. Interesting. If somewhere needs to be lighter, it's just draw your brush a little bit faster. Okay. And take a look at the cover on the top. And without the wash, you're not going to see that clearly. Okay. Oh, that is actually a solid space. That's just the cover. And let's take a look at the legs and the pedal. Okay. Simple. And even you washing in the washing, you can move the brush faster. You can also create a bigger wash. Actually dry. Actually look a little dry. The shadow side of the legs and the background over here is a little empty. So I'm going to just give it some light stroke and suggesting the curtain, but I don't want to put too much like close to the face. And the bottom over here too, give a little stroke. And I'm probably going to give it a little blue color wash at the bottom over here. Looks a little bit too like a rectangle and a little bit too open. And use a little wet wash, break the line. You can see it, some interesting Chinese painting effect. And also on the bottom over here, just give it a few lines. And we are thinking about the floor. And the floor probably a little bit brownish color. Okay, and that probably good enough. Just quickly just render the brush. And let's give it a little bit more. Like that. Okay. Start from the dry brush combined with the wet washes, and then the painting will look very interesting. If you're already a member of Enjoying Art in the $5 and up levels, please join us for the regular Monday get-together. Have fun painting. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and turn on notification. I will see you in my next lesson.